It is Sunday, and I just wanted to do a quick video about accepting other people's crazy. And I think because I've been on this journey through CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, that I see things from a different point of view than I normally would. And I don't know if it's where the planets are or the fact that this is when the wintertime blues tend to hit the most and affect people in different ways. But I've seen a lot of people lashing out at other people, and I have been lashed out at today. And it sucks in the moment because you feel powerless. You're like, why is this happening? None of this is even true. Obviously, this person is upset at me, but not really for any particular reason that they're giving that makes sense. Obviously, if someone has an actual gripe with you, you should address that and talk about it if you can. If they're just fussing, sometimes it's better to just let them get all the fuss out and go from there. But if you accept this crazy as your own, then you take on all of that, and it can be very upsetting, especially when it's not true. I was accused of having to be indignantly right, which I don't even know what that means. Like, I wanted to say that in the moment, but I don't even know what that means. I don't pride myself on being right about a lot, except for factual stuff. And I'm like, dude, I know that. I actually know that. I know I'm right about that. That I get a little uppity about. I'll confess. But about other stuff, like I don't feel the need to be right, especially about other people's failures. I don't talk about that sort of thing a lot because I don't believe in even putting bad mojo out there for people, because I want to see people succeed. I want to celebrate other people's successes. I love celebrating. So celebrate successes. But you can choose not to accept the crazy that people are putting on you, especially when you know that it's not true and what they're saying doesn't make factual sense. And that's where kind of the cognitive behavioral therapy comes in. You ask yourself, is this a factual reality? It's one of those mind-checking questions, especially when you're feeling anxiety or you're starting to feel depressed. Is what I'm thinking, what I'm hearing, what I'm experiencing factual reality? And in this instance, I was like, no, this is not a factual reality. I am not choosing to accept this craziness. And obviously in the matter, you can't be like, I don't want your crap. Please keep your crap to yourself if you can. I mean, you're welcome to go ahead and do that, but that's normally not helpful in a situation where someone's just kind of spewing crazy. It's like telling someone to calm down, right? That doesn't work. So what you can do is realize to yourself that you're not actually a party to what is occurring. The truth is that person would probably be spewing off to a cashier at Walmart or whoever else happens to be in that area. Once they reach that boiling point, they're just bound to spew off at someone. It just so happens, especially in a family with autistic people in it, that I've learned through my autism stuff, is that people tend to let go on people that they feel safe with, which means friends and family and coworkers that don't really deserve the crazy, but that person knows that there won't be any real consequences for that behavior, other than, possibly you being upset for being spewed at. But when you can stay logical and rational in the moment and not accept that emotional burden of distress, you have, it's not really the upper hand, but for you it is, for your sanity it is, you have the upper hand to realize that this isn't really what it looks like. You have to kind of dig deeper and be like, this doesn't have to do with me. I'm not going to accept the burden of this craziness. It is not my craziness. I have enough craziness. I don't need any extra. You can listen to what they're saying and kind of try and find the reason why they're really upset. But I mean, even as psychics, we can't be 100% sure. We can't. And honestly, in that moment, it doesn't matter. So you just kind of smile and nod, or, you know, yeah, totally, you know, yeah, or just walk away. I mean, I find walking away to be the most appropriate. If you're able to walk away from crazy, that is the easiest and typically most appropriate reaction to that sort of behavior, because as we know, CBT says every thought has a payoff. That payoff turns into a behavior. That behavior leads to other thought processes where the cycle continues. So you stopping that behavior in that I'm not gonna take this crazy. I'll see you later. Bye. This doesn't apply to me. Whatever you're saying doesn't factually apply to me. Okay, see you later. It's difficult to be rational with someone who's not being rational. So it's better to kind of loop around, you know. And sometimes people just want to be right with their spiraling behavior. They want to be like, you're indignantly right, but I'm right about you wanting to be indignantly right. I don't even know what that means. Like, that's funny to me. I know it probably shouldn't be, but it is. Because I'm wrong about a lot, and I think that's why I kind of take pride in the facts that I know, that I'm like, I know I'm right about that because I'm wrong about so much other stuff in life. But yeah, kind of loop back and maybe address the concerns that started the crazy, because there's always one or two things where people tell the truth before they get emotionally overwhelmed and just kind of dump all their crap out. So perhaps someone is feeling overwhelmed and they're just not able to communicate that in a way that makes sense to them or you. A lot of people have problems communicating. They may actually accuse you of not being able to communicate because they can't communicate what they need to communicate. Or you're not understanding in the way that they're trying to communicate. You know, autism kids, right? But it is not our responsibility for other people's behavior. We cannot control other people. We cannot control their behavior. We cannot control their thoughts. We cannot control their feelings, okay? Thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to behavior. We can't control those things. We can't control their cycle. What we can control is our participation in that. We can control how much of that we're willing to take and how much of our own stuff we're willing to change. Make sense? I mean, I love this CBT stuff. I even told my therapist, I'm like, I want to teach this. And he's like, well, I mean, you're welcome to, but it's not worth the money, which is awesome, you know, his level of honesty. But I really think that these are important life skills that if more of us had, we would all be a lot less anxious and stressed, and we would have better tools to deal with that anxiety and stress. So if someone is lashing out at you today, I don't want you to take it personally, okay? Just remember that Mercury is in Haterade for what, 2 weeks? Too long. Don't take it personally. Listen to what they're saying. Don't listen to the emotion. Listen to what's coming out of their mouth and ask yourself, is this factually true? And does this even apply to me? You know, would they just be spewing off to the closest person in Walmart? Or would, you know, they be having road rage, you know, and just talking to themselves in the car? So is it true? Does it apply to me? And can anything be done in this moment? Because the chances of a fix coming in the middle of a spew are zero. because the other person is typically really, 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 really emotional and not able to soothe themselves, to calm themselves down until, I mean, they may not even be calm after they're done spewing their crazy. Maybe not. I mean, we don't know. And make a choice, make a rational choice. Am I going to take on this crazy as my own, or am I going to choose not to accept this crazy? Because the idea that we absolutely control that conscious choice is huge. And we do it every single day. We make that conscious choice. Am I willing to accept this crazy? Am I willing to accept this behavior? You know, and especially when we have kids, we may go back and be like, I'm sorry that you had a meltdown earlier. Let's talk about what happened. I don't find that to be responsible behavior. If you want to talk about things, let's do it differently and make a plan for the future. You can't do that with adults, though. You can't do that with your family. You can't do that with coworkers. I mean, you could try. That would be, I mean, you know, that's the hope, the dream, that you have a functional family, but most of us don't. So you got to deal with it how you can. Thanks for watching. This one really, really long, but I really appreciate you guys listening, and I hope that you will look into cognitive behavioral therapy, because it really is a game changer. We need to be teaching this in middle school. We really do. We need to be teaching this and meditation and all sorts of other regulatory tools to children, because the locus of control is on us. We control ourselves, and that's it, but that's a lot. So get on the control bus and take care of yourself, okay? Don't accept other people's crazy. I love you. We'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.